It's Week 17 of the NFL, where we'll see this team's veteran wide receiver. He should be one of his quarterback's best friends this week. It's gonna be a good one. All that and more coming up next.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. Alongside Brock Heward in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, we usually at this point talk about a quarterback, talk about a game-breaking running back, a home run hitter when it comes to wideouts. No. Today, before this one, we're talking about a couple of tight ends.
And what a great game it is, Kate, to spotlight that position because we have two of the league's best. And when you go back and you watch the tape after the fact, when the ground game's running wild, it's usually these tight ends making blocks. When the passing game is getting it done, well, they play a role in the air as well. They don't get the headlines like you talked about.
Savor them while you can, football fans. Just 2 weeks left in our regular season as we get underway in Week 17. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they'll be led out by their fourth-year quarterback.
Hey, it wasn't a banner game you had last week, stuff in the stat sheet, but still one that falls squarely into the good territory. Had a couple touchdowns to make up for the one interception, and his effort was enough to be one of the pillars in their win, and certainly some momentum to build on today.
And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, that's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Looking slant route, complete. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Markers reset, ball at the 37. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll get him down after he gets into the 48. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop. 2nd and 3 now. Throwing off the play fake here. Oh, he put some heat on this deep ball, left side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Back to throw now. That's caught for the first. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. Pickup of 12 on that play. And it sets up 1st down.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity, and man, did he make an impact play.
Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll get down to the 21-yard line before he stopped. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. Back to the well again. And here's another stop made right at the line. Nice back-to-back reps from this defense. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. They're going play action. Complete out to the right side.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. Offense set for a 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And this is down to the 5-yard line before they can stop him. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Trying to throw here out of the gun. He brings it in. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on second down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about third down at all.
Caught him deep behind the line. Oh, the ball is out. It's picked up by the defense. And he's tackled with markers down. This one should be on the defense. Pretty easy call to make. He lined up offsides, and now he gets a talking to from his coach.
Still first down.
This drive has been excellent. A few shots now. It's starting with 6 as they come up on it. First and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And the catch is made for the touchdown. These guys take a 6-0 lead on their opening drive. So some fireworks there to start this ball game, Brock. One play, and we already have our first touchdown.
And this just may be the kind of game it's going to turn out to be. Both teams have such quick strike ability, but boy, on the other side of the field, the coaches have to be wondering, why this team wasn't ready to go. That's a big letdown to begin a football game.
Yeah, no doubt. That one right down the middle. And his guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Starting from the 5. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So out comes their offense for its first possession of the game. And they'll be led out by their QB, now in his 8th season in the NFL.
Kate, this is one of those situations where a quarterback has just got to say to himself, poised. Be poised. Yeah, your team just gave up a big blow on the other side, and you don't have to get it all back in one play like they just did. You got to go out there with poise to do your job and go lead your team.
And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
They give it to him again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down. Just get to a manageable third down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Shotgun snap to Smith. Has it downfield, working the left. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
Four downs now to get in. Here's first and goal. They'll try and punch it in. Is in. Touchdown. These guys finish off their opening drive. No doubt about that one, Brock. They softened that defense up with that lengthy opening series, and then the front just couldn't stand up to the run as they reached the end zone.
Yeah, the numbers tell you, kind of just like baseball, you love home runs, you love explosive plays, but when you can play small ball and you can keep that defense gasping on the field, you can often run it right down their throats in the red zone.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys tie this game 7-7. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. On the return, here comes Davis. And look at this return. And he manages the 35 before they can stop him. The home teams and this running back headed back out for a new series. And he's been putting together what should finish as a true standout campaign. Right now, top 5 across the league in rushing. They're set up at the 35 now. To the air now on 1st and 10. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. On the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And he's tackled for a short gain. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Back to throw. Cut out left. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Throwing now off play action. Hits him on the out route. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They strike for 23 yards. And it'll give him a 1st down. He's going to throw this one. Into traffic, complete. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Now here's a look at his production from last week and the part he played in his offense's victory. 2nd down now, 7 to go. Now he'll throw off the play fake. And oh, he got it! Interception! And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
They're out and set, 1st and 10. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll return with more NFL action right after this. Welcome back for the start of the second. Our visiting offense out in possession of the ball. They start out with a 2nd and 3. From the gun, Smith. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. The running back gets it on the draw. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Their punter making his way out now. And this will be his first effort of the contest. And he hauls it in right near the 40-yard line. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And at the pace he's begun the game throwing the football, Brock, he is in line for a special type of performance if they need to keep throwing it until the end. Lone back gets the handoff. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. It's a gain of 12 there. And it'll give them a first down. Now we're on the counter. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
2nd and 13. That one's complete, right side. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
A whole bunch of credit goes to just about everybody on that offense. Guys up front needed to give the QB enough time to let that play develop. Excellent effort by that receiver to stay alive and for the quarterback to scan the field and find his completion. There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Punter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. So this one carries all the way to the sideline and out. No chance to make a play on that, and they'll take over at the 16-yard line. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Smith to the air now. Finds him over the middle. And they take him down at the 24-yard line.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And a 1st down.
Out of the gun, here's Smith. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete.
Hey, I know nobody's perfect, and all you have to do is listen to me and how many words I screw up. But you certainly expect those throws of that length to be 100%. They've got to be borderline automatic in this offense.
Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. And again, it's Smith. Complete over the middle. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. They get an even 10 on that play. And that gives them the 1st.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Smith on 1st down. Caught for big yards on the right side. And that is a touchdown! I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just gotta ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Kicking team on to try the PAT. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys break that tie and now lead by 7.
Our home team, 7.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. On the return, here comes Davis. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Back out runs their offense. They've stalled out since that first touchdown, Brock, while their opponents have done the opposite. They've heated up, and their original 7-point lead, now a deficit of 7. Throwing from the gun. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that really well covered Cade on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Fakes the handoff, now to throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
This is a time where you get in that huddle and you just look at one another and say, hey, let's get back in rhythm. Get back in rhythm. Get something good to feel good about. Sure, you'd love to get the first down, but more than anything, just find a positive play after a huge sack.
And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. We don't get a return out of that punt. And they're going to take over possession. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Now Smith. Completed over the middle. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the 36. Finds him on the slant. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him. 1st and 10 from the 41. Smith setting the throw. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions get more depth, but a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. Connecting on the slant. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Wonder what's in the playbook here as they come up on 3rd and 11. Shotgun snap to Smith. Connects on the crosser. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown! So no mistaking that play call, Brock. They send everybody on deep goes, and it winds up paying off. What a play.
And you'd think on the other side, defensively, they'd be ready for this. But this is truly a breakdown in the secondary. They're just not able to make a play on the ball in the air. And the end result, as you said, a big play and a touchdown.
Now they'll see if they can tack on one more. Extra point sent right down the middle. And these guys double their lead to 14. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. This offense getting all set for this series. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Airing it out to start this drive. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Here's a give up the middle. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Give him 3 that time. That's going to bring up 3rd and 7.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Back to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that'll be a 1st down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. They go play action on 1st. It is cut left side. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. It's the 2-minute warning here in the 1st half. Back to the line they go. It's second down. They'll try and throw it here. Finds him on the crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. Finds the in route complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Give him 24 on that play. And they'll have first down.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Up to the line, and they're set. First and 10. Working inside the red zone. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. He'll throw it yet again. Cut at the 10-yard line. Now we're going to get an offensive timeout. That's their first. They'll break the huddle and come up on first and goal. Throwing it again here. Setting up the running back screen. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
And he's brought down for a loss. Now ahead of third down. We get a pause here. They're going to call a timeout. He's dropping back to throw. And he's in. Touchdown! Well, great work there, Brock. They weathered the storm, and now they've gotten themselves right back into this ball game.
Anybody who's played this game has been here before. The game doesn't start the way you want. You're in a big hole, and all you can do is climb out of it. And the words of Pete Carroll resonate. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
They'll try this extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And his guys chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Yep, as expected, they go to the ground to start this one off. And the middle holds. They don't get anything on the run. They won't gain anything on the run as time runs out in the first half. So that's halftime for us here. It's a 7-point game after our first 2 quarters. Now we're on to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman ready to bring us the EA Sports. Not everyone's a fan of the out-of-town scoreboard. We'll keep our focus right here. Let's get back to football with the start of the second half. Here's a return from the 7. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The visitors are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns, good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can, putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. First and 10. From the gun, Smith. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. From the 28. Jump off caught by his back. And this one doesn't go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks. So many coaches love third downs and practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
Signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 27. This offense headed back to the field, led by their receiver. So no return on that punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Throwing from the gun here. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They can revisit that play in the future.
He can't hang on to the pass. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Third down and 10.
Now looking to throw. Complete beyond the marker. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
They'll run here on 1st down. And a decent pickup. They're going to have it up at the 43 after that run. Halfway there on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 43. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. That's one he knows he should have had. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. They're throwing it. To the sideline, complete, and he's got the 1st down as he stays in bounds.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
On 1st down, they'll run. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Throwing now, off play action. Hits his running back. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. From the red zone now. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
That drop ruins the payoff to a well-designed play. It got a man open, it beat the coverage. That's a call they can revisit in the future with hopefully a much better job finishing the catch.
Called in left side. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4.
3rd and 4.
Pass play coming here. And no look there, and that throw falls to the ground. This one intended for the running back. And 4th and 4 coming up. So they send out the field goal units and try for 3 on this one. A pretty automatic look for him from the left. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And he has kept his pace up in the 2nd half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. 1st and 10 now. Here's Smith. Throwing the out route complete. And he's out of bounds beyond the 35-yard line.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative when the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline and his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
So he jumped too early, and that's going to cost him 5 yards.
Still second down.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. A play fake. Now Smith to throw. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. No luck finding his receiver that time. So now they're going to have to figure out this 3rd down. Out of the gun. Here's Smith. Couldn't bring it in over the middle. Incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they're staring at a 4th down. Punting unit out now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And he'll bring in this fair catch at the 13. The home teams returning their offense and this running back to the field. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Throwing now on 1st down. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down. Here's the lone back on the handoff. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
And he collects the fair catch just inside the 35. The visitors ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Finds a seam down the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you planned for, and you go out and execute.
One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Smith on 1st down. Not enough on this throw. It hits the turf instead of his man.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Simple dive up the middle. And he's brought down after a short gain. Only a yard for him that time, so now 3rd and 9. They go play action. Here's Smith. With a little too much into this one. That's too high. Brings up 4th down.
Well, he needed another second to deliver the throw he wanted to. You got to give a lot of credit that time, Kate, to the pass rush for getting in and forcing him to dish it before he was ready.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And that couldn't have hit any better. That took the perfect bounce and went out of bounds at the 1. Their offense running back out now. And they're going to need to go the length of the field to attack that deficit after the punt sets them all the way back to the 1-yard line. Plowing up the middle. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 1-yard line.
Back-to-back carries here. And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Looking at a tough spot to punt it away if this 3rd down is unsuccessful. From his own end zone on 3rd and long. Just had to get rid of that one, Brock. Out of the pocket, though, so no risk of intentional grounding and a safety.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
From their own end zone, and he gets it away. Taken from the 49. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's able to take this up pretty close to that 40-yard line. Give him 5 yards on the pickup. And we've reached the end of the 3rd quarter. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's their ball late. They have a lead, but it's far from over yet. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 41. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass. Looking for the back that time. And it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up. Shotgun snap to Smith. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch.
I know on the stat sheet, Kate, that shows up as passing yards, but any defensive coordinator will take it. Understanding down and distance and keeping that offense short of the sticks.
Trying to push this past the marker. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get past the marker.
Uh-oh, he can't escape. He's brought down. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Trying again, following the sack. Short pass brought in. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Smith setting the throw. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
Got all of it, and this is good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game.
Kate, it's 3 more on the scoreboard, but both sides really know it's all about one possession here in the 4th quarter when it really matters.
On the return, here comes Davis. Returns looking good so far. The tackle is made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. And this is a good representation right here of what the playoffs will look like come the postseason in 2 weeks. Still a few things to finalize, though, which makes this week and those divisional games next week incredibly important. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's tackled after gaining a handful.
That is a textbook 1st down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
And their struggles on the ground continue as he's tackled after a small gain. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3. Throwing off the play fake here. He's got a man left. And this one does not go far.
Those kind of completions are so frustrating, Kate. It's like a putt. You got it on line, you feel good about it's going in the hole, but you never want to leave it short.
On is the punt team, and away goes the punt. And he calls for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 14-yard line. The offense being led back out by its quarterback as they get geared up for their next possession. And he'll be happy to keep letting it fly as much as he has all game. Look at these numbers. They show just how effective he's been in captaining this offense. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. 2nd and 3 now. From the 21. Caught quickly on the slant. Galloping inside the 40. And he will take this in. Touchdown. These guys go up by 2 scores as they try to put this one away. I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his 2nd touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, not a Broadway guy. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Yep. Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. That one right down the middle. And these guys double their lead to 14.
Our home team, 17.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. On the return, here comes Davis. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And they're all over him again. He's dropped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
At the 28-yard line.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he's brought down for a loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. Give him 30 yards on that one. And they're going to have a 1st down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
And hopefully a bit of a wake-up for their ground game. It's a solid pickup there on the play. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
From the 38. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Terrific zone coverage. Wallpaper sideline to sideline. QB's got 2 options. Wait for a hole to open or tuck it to run. He chose the former, but the pass rush showed up before any throwing lane did.
Here he is on 3rd and long. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. And he protects himself with a slide there after a decent gain. Offense up to the line fast. He connects downfield on 4. He makes it in for the touchdown. These guys now within 1 score in the 4th. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Setting up to try the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. This return starts at the 5. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2. Back to the well again. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they can stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
We've reached the 2-minute warning. These guys feeling lucky with a 7-point lead. First down, and they go right back to him. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. So quickly the defense burns a timeout here. 1:57 remaining in the game. Another carry for him. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Now we get another stoppage here. Just 1:52 remaining. The defense burns a timeout. Football on that 47-yard line. First down. They give it to him again. And he's tackled for a short gain. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Low back gets the handoff. And a bit of deja vu as they stop him at the line once again.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. They'll run for this. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. That was the biggest 3-yard gain you're going to see because instead of a turnover on downs, Brock, it gets them a first. So hard work rewarded as they take a well-earned win in this one. And the sting of losing such a close one the week before apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. So for Brock Eward, our incredible crew, everybody here at EA Sports, I'm Kate Scott signing off. We'll see you next time. This celebration begins for our winners as we say thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.